Who thinks Kanye West cares that Donda 2 won't be registered on Billboard? Raise your hand in the comments right now. Who thinks Kanye West cares? He does have a massive ego, but who really thinks he cares? Do you think he cares?
Okay, so the only reason that I think that he would care is because he's had 9 or 10 consecutive number 1 Billboard things. That's the only reason. This one would obviously be 11, 10 or 11, however many he has. Like he would continue that streak, right? Now, if this was a streak where I feel like he would have beaten some other artists or he would have passed some other artists on some list, maybe he would have cared more about it. But honestly, I think he cares more about this stem player that he has because he's more invested in that at this point than any Billboard records. That's where I feel I stand on this thing.
Honestly, I look at this whole thing totally different because I used to look at some of the stuff that Yeezy did and I was like, why would you do that to your fans? Like, remember when he had like, what was it, $100 or $1,000 t-shirts? I'm like, people are your fans. They're gonna want your stuff. Why would you price them out like that? And I used to
Yeah.
be like, you know what I mean? And then same thing people with the stem player. But you know what? Not everything is for everyone. This is a lesson I learned as a kid. You know what I mean? You can't have everything. So what does
Yeah.
that mean? Kanye West should just not create some high-end things or explore his what he would call genius to its full potential, even if it means pricing out some of your music fans at 200 a pop. It's just one of those things you can't get. It's life. Look, man. I I want a yacht, but that doesn't mean I could never get on a boat. It's not a yacht, but it's still a boat, right? It's still in the
Right.
same lane. It's just one of those things that's not for you. That's all I'm
I
saying.
mean, I listened to Kanye speak recently and all that type of stuff, and I feel like he's at a point right now where he's kind of trying to disassociate himself from the industry, from the system, and he's trying to find ways to create his music and put out his music, and kind of make it his own. And like I said before, this is a dangerous path that he's going down. If I'm somebody who owns a record label right now, you know what I'm saying? Like I know I got artists on lock for the rest of their lives already, but this is I'm talking about for the future, the next 50, 100 years from now, are record labels still going to exist? I don't think so. Because Kanye is showing that if you once you build something, or you can be an artist now and not necessarily have to have that record label push, you can create your own thing. And if you have a good base following, whatever it is that that thing is, because you don't have to be Kanye and be selling 11,000 units of this one, right? If it was me or you and we had this thing out and we sold 1,000 of them, right? Which is not a huge number. If we just sold 1,000 of them for the same price, that's what, 20,000 or $200,000 for us.
Yep, easy.
Quick, which for us is a lot. That's okay. Now I could push something else, and I own all of the music, and this is my creation. And now I've shown people that I have an established core base of fans that really support me. It's a different world right now that Kanye is creating.
Yeah,
And if people aren't looking at it for what it is, well, let me highlight it for you.
yeah, like that's what I don't understand. Again, if he was to put it on all these streaming platforms, we've talked about the breakdown for the payouts. The artist gets like nothing. I
Right.
mean, he did have a great deal lined up with Apple, but that's another story, right? But the artist gets nothing, right? So, yeah, when you say that he is spearheading potentially changing the industry, great. Did you know, and I'm gonna be close to the number, but did you know that NBA YoungBoy makes 17 to 20 million dollars a year? Wait a second, on YouTube. His YouTube channel generates 17 to 20 million dollars a year. Now, the reason why this is so important to know is because obviously his label takes a nice chunk of that.
Right.
But can you imagine for a second if he was an independent artist who just releases music on YouTube? That's his money. If he wants to tour, he can tour, whatever. Now, I'm not trying to take away from the fact that obviously a label helped propel him to the level he's at right now, helped, build his exposure. And that can obviously be a direct reflection of why his YouTube channel
Of
generates
course.
money, right? I'm not saying, but I'm just saying if you're willing to take the risk, roll the dice on yourself, if you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you and put in the work? then all right, go ahead, take the Apple deal or
And you know what?
whatever you
NBA
want to do.
YoungBoy is actually NBA YoungBoy is actually a great example, because imagine if NBA YoungBoy was actually an independent artist and was doing these numbers on YouTube, right? What would be the next step for him? Create my own website and post my videos exclusively to my own website.
No, obviously.
And now I'm going to charge advertisers because I've proven that I can make a ton of money. People are going to watch. And now imagine the 17 to 20 million probably turns into hundreds of millions of dollars.
I mean, like, what you'd have to remember that not everyone who subscribed to your channel and generates traffic to your YouTube channel is going to now go to a pay site. You know what I mean? If you make it a pay site, they're not going to do that. Or even if you just make your website free. Like, people are going to be, oh, I'm used to getting his stuff on YouTube. People are going to try to bootleg and put it on YouTube. So you will lose some of the audience. But to your point, you now own everything. So you're going to make more money anyways.
Kanye put out the STEM player. Now he's losing these, I guess, quote unquote, opportunities where he's not eligible for Billboard because it's considered selling your album with merch as a bundle, which has been disqualified now as qualifying you for Billboard. That's why he can't make it, right? But that's what I'm saying. In order to create something for yourself, in order for the independence, you're going to have to sacrifice something. So you have to look at yourself and say, okay, do I keep putting this stuff on YouTube and YouTube take a percentage of it? Or do I make it my own and collect 100% of what it is? Because it's going to be more. The 100% of the smaller pie that you're talking about for NBA YoungBoy is going to be more money than what he's making on YouTube.
Yeah, for sure. Well, because remember, like we said, the label takes a chunk, YouTube takes their piece, probably splitting it with some other niggas. I'm sure the janitor gets a slice. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's eating. I think I got a check from the NBA YoungBoy channel. We all eating. You know what I mean? But you know, that's dope that he's able to do that. But that's just a clear example of what you could do, or what it would look like if you just put that groundwork in, man, and just grind.
The joke is you're gonna have some people, and I'm gonna shut this down and once again I have a timestamp for this, who are gonna say that if Kanye didn't have the label behind him, he wouldn't be the Kanye that, like, he needed labels to make him the guy he is. And you know what? You're right. I 100% agree with you. But that's because Kanye started his career before YouTube, before Instagram, before Twitter. Yeah. So that was a time when the labels were necessary. You needed the labels, but guess what? That time has come and gone. Thank you to Napster dude. I wish I knew what his name was because he's infamous. Sean McMurphy. That's just what comes to my head. I could be getting it wrong. I don't even know why that came to my head. But hey, listen, there's a Sean somewhere that has something to do with Napster.
This whole thing.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sean. Regardless of what your real name is, I appreciate you because you changed the game for all of the artists. We appreciate you.
Well, again, I myself am not going to purchase the STEM player, right? Doesn't mean that I don't like his music. I'm, like I said, somewhere in the middle of this, not everything is for everyone, right?
Yeah, so I'm good without down to two. I'm good.
I'm okay. I'm good with that. But also, I have the album. Somebody emailed it to me for free, so there's that side.
So you probably shouldn't be telling people that. You're out here bootlegging.
Viewing public, what are your thoughts here? Do you have the Kanye West Donda 2 album for free as well? And are you one of these subscribers to the NBA YoungBoy channel? And I know this is a Kanye video, but I'm curious, if you are subscribed to that channel, just any channel, and they switch the platform, are you following? I probably wouldn't. I'm that nigga. I'd be like, all right,
you're not a true fan, but that's okay. That's gonna happen. It's just like if you're in a store and you have prices and you raise your prices. Are you going to lose some clientele? Yeah, you're going to lose some clientele, but guess what? The clientele that stays is going to allow your income to increase because now you're showing a standard. You're setting a standard for yourself.
Kanye wants to be the high-end fashion of hip hop. Everybody else is selling their albums for whatever, $9.99. Kanye's like, nope. You need to pay a cover charge to buy my album. But the cover charge, that $200, it's a lifetime membership. This thing is anyway.
He's doing his own thing. He didn't go the NFT route like everybody
and let's not forget, let's not forget, Wu-Tang already did this. Let's not forget that. Wu-Tang already did this.
All right, keep finding ways to ruin the moment, man. Keep doing that.
Wu-Tang is unnecessary. I'm just saying Wu-Tang is for the children, and Kanye West is, I don't know what he's doing to his kids. But leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, deuces.